Tom Izzo has the boys rolling. A great win at Ohio. Any Big Ten win on the road, I think, is a good one. Ohio State was favored in that game, which was a little surprising. Hard-fought win. It was not the prettiest of games. Struggling with the three ball. Kind of like we were up by a lot, and then all of a sudden we couldn't do anything on offense. But again, when you can win games like that on the road in the Big Ten, the team just is clicking. I mean, they are deep. They're rebounding. Trev, I thought you did a great job on the OHIO podcast the other day, kind of highlighting how deep the team is. I mean, you've got 8 guys that are averaging over 9 points a game or something like that. It's like, it's been great to watch.
Yeah, the balance has been great all year. And honestly, going back to this game, that's a game that the last 3 years we lose.
Yeah,
100%. The shot stopped falling from Tyson Walker, and then all of a sudden everybody else just caves in.
Yeah, I think we lost five versions of that game last year.
Yeah, and then we bailed ourselves out with a buzzer beater against Maryland in another one.
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, it's like you were saying, it's very nice to see this depth. Like what I mentioned on the OHIO podcast was, there's not one, like, yes, Akins is averaging like 13 points a game, and there's nobody else really in double digits, but everybody else is like on the border of double digits, and you have like 4 guys in double figures scoring every night, and it's a different 4 every night, which is a fantastic thing to have, especially when you're a Tom Izzo type of team.
Yeah.
And but I think one of the biggest differences this year is they're defending better, they're rebounding better, and they're not hesitating to get out and run. They're trying to put, like last year, you could see them kind of try to run, and you kind of pull it back a little bit. This year, it feels like they know when to push the right buttons, and it's a lot of fun to watch. And it's just, I thank God we've been playing as well as we have.
Agreed.
Yeah. Cohen Carr. Oh man, he's better than I thought, and I thought it was going to be pretty good. He is lighting it up.
He is an athletic freak.
Yeah. I mean, when he dunks,
capital freak,
the roof comes off the building too. Like, he changes the momentum and everything. And Trevor, you're absolutely right about the rebounding. I mean, that's been such a pleasant surprise to see us doing that again. I think Kohler finally figured out, like, I'm not going to be able to play unless I rebound. And it's like a whole different player.
He's finally healthy and in better shape too. Yeah. And I think Zapala has been a big factor too.
Yeah.
I would have never guessed he'd have the impact that he had coming over there. I wouldn't have thought he'd be playing as much as he is.
Yeah.
So I mean,
he's been when he's in, he does. I mean, honestly, he's probably been more impactful than Fiddler has been.
Yeah, Fiddler, like Fiddler's been all right, but he's been a disappointment compared to what we thought we were getting. Yeah, especially from the 3-point line.
Agreed.
Fiddler seems like the kind of guy who's going to get hot at the right time for us and be the difference between a Sweet 16 and a Final Four.
Yeah, I'll take that, honestly.
Absolutely.
At this point.
I think everybody would.
Yeah. Well, when your team is this deep, I mean, it's like, all right, Fiddler's game is not great right now. Maybe, hopefully when someone else's game kind of falls off a little bit, he'll figure it out and pick that guy up. So,
you really got to play well to keep your spot. That's a great problem to have as a team.
Yeah.
If you can even call it a problem, but
yeah. I mean, the Big Ten as a conference, I mean, Michigan, is it us and Michigan tied for first?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, well, Michigan's technically a half game up. Yeah. They've played one more game.
UCLA. Useless UCLA. That's what I call them. Just couldn't do a job one time.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Useless since the 80s.
The board brewing.
Yeah. Big game tomorrow for the Spartans back in East Lansing. Got the Washington Huskies coming to town. and I will be the first to say I know nothing about their basketball team. Not a single thing.
I honestly forgot they were in the Big Ten.
I know.
I'm like, why are we playing Washington? Oh, yeah, that's right. They're in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
I know what I looked up this afternoon. That's about it.
Any good insight?
So they have a brand new coach this year. Came over from Utah State, Danny Sprinkle.
The Sprinkler.
Yeah, hell of a name, right?
Danny Sprinkle. You have Tom Izzo, Mick Cronin, and Danny Sprinkle. Matt Painter. Good, strong names. And then Danny Sprinkle. You're on mute, Nikki.
He should be working at Tasty Quest.
Yeah. Dave's Frosty Treats and Royal
He's gonna be getting a mass whooping from the MSU dairy store tomorrow.
Oh my god, I did not know
Buckeye
that.
Blitz,
That's fucking great.
He goes by Danny.
Danny Sprinkle.
Danny
I think you
Sprinkle.
gotta go Dan or Daniel. I think Danny Sprinkle sounds like a kid.
I
Kid I would
just
shove
read his
into a
profile.
locker.
It sounds
Give
like a
us
guy from The
swirly.
Sopranos.
Yeah, this is Tommy Two Times, and we got Danny Sprinkle. Oh, that's great. That's awesome.
Oh.
I can't wait to see what he looks like.
So he brought Utah
There's no-
State to a couple tournaments, and they were at the top of the Mountain West pretty much, but for Washington, 10-5, some double figures guys. They beat Maryland. They lost Illinois by 4. They're 1-3 in the Big Ten, and had no notable non-conference games. Their leading scorer is a guy that I believe played for Sprinkle at Utah State, and Great Ozabor.
But this team's full of names. Man.
Yeah, I knew you'd like that one. Yeah, he's a big guy. I believe we were looking at bringing him in, but he chose Washington over a few other schools. There were a lot of schools that wanted him in the portal.
They put up some points.
Yeah.
I mean, they haven't played a lot of great teams, but they've got a lot of games in the 70s. 89 versus Washington State, 75 versus Maryland.
It's kind of what the Pac-12 basketball teams did.
Yeah.
His name's Danny Sprinkle. I think we got this one.
Yeah. He's a tall drink of water, this Danny Sprinkle. I would not guess that that's his name. I mean, they're 13.5-point favorites. I don't think I'm too concerned about it tomorrow. The only bummer is that it's on the same time as the football game. But
YouTube TV.
Dual screens. Yep. Free plug there. So I guess I want to. I think now's a good time. We're like 13, 14 games in. Kind of, a couple weeks ago, I kind of laid out the schedule. I think we've won every game since then. Like we kind of talked about. What do you guys think the ceiling is for this team? Do they have your hopes up? Are you still kind of cautiously optimistic, or?
The next loss is going to really bother me. That's where we're at right now.
It depends when it comes and who it is.
It's going to be a big, no matter what, it's going to be a big bummer because we're on a great streak right now.
Yeah.
I
would say cautiously optimistic, but my hopes are rising with every win.
Yeah,
we're on a Dan Campbell upward trajectory.
Nice.
It's concerning considering the last couple of years. Please don't let me down. That's
right.
That's all I'm asking.
I'm fairly optimistic. I don't know what the ceiling is yet, just because I think there's teams that are better than us, obviously. But I am worried that we don't have that one guy. I mean, depth is great. Don't get me wrong. But not having that go-to guy is a little concerning. I feel like you see it. I mean, this is like the story of Jaden Aiken's career. You see it at times, but then other times it's like you're like, oh, he's not that guy. But I think, like you said, Trev, like with each win, I feel like that Ohio State win, I think, was a big one for me, just because, like you said, that's a game those teams in the past 3 years would have just lost. So it was good to see us kind of, face some adversity, face a tough game, because the games that we were playing, teams we were playing before that, those teams weren't going to beat us. But Mickey.
Yeah.
The announcing on that Ohio State game.
Oh my gosh.
Horrid.
Just terrible. I mean, Gus Johnson is useless. He's about as useless as tits on a bull.
I used to like him. Over the past couple of years, though, I'm out. I'm out. It's not working.
He's a Michigan
homer.
Yeah.
Hard.
Just what Michigan State, Ohio State fans want to hear during a basketball game. Michigan football.
Yeah, really.
And he's acting like Ohio State was like the main event. Like Michigan State is the main event in Big Ten basketball.
Ever heard of Tom Izzo? What the hell?
Yeah.
Like the lowly Michigan State Spartans are playing the world famous Buckeyes.
He did. He said the world famous Ohio State. What are they world famous for?
Football, sure.
Yeah,
football, basketball. Yeah. I mean, ask their own fans. They're paying more attention to the football team right now.
Yeah.
And they're, like we mentioned with the OHIO podcast, they even said, I'm losing my train of thought here. They even said that Michigan State's the program that they're trying to mimic and live up to in the barometer test.
Yeah. Last time I checked, Great Value Arena, whatever it's called, is not exactly the toughest place to play, especially when the students are out on break.
It's also
when they're on a break, but I feel like we haven't played very well there in years past, though. It's
Well, we've had worse teams in years past, that's for sure. But I mean, at times he compared Jeremy Fears to Mateen Cleaves, and then like 2 possessions later compare him to AJ Hoggard. I'm like, those are two.
Have you watched AJ Hoggard play?
Yeah, like what? Like
when was the last time you saw Jeremy Fears smoke a layup?
Yeah, Jeremy Fears is an actual point guard, which is why I think we're running more, and the offense seems to be a little more flowing than in years past. And also, we have big men that can catch the ball and that know what they're doing.
There were times in that game where the offense got a little stagnant, and that had me a little bit worried.
Well, the second half, it's like they started taking. I feel like we had like a Cohen Carr back cut to the basket. Someone cutting the basket was kind of working it quite a bit, and they took that away from us, and we were not shooting well. I thought Richardson got caught dribbling a lot a couple times.
There was a lot of dribbling from everybody.
Yeah. But, I mean, that's going to happen. I mean, there's going to be ups and downs. Basketball, Grant Noski, our good friend, always says it's a game of runs.
Yeah. I just thought that was the first time I could really notice the ball getting stuck on one side of the floor.
Yeah.
And that kind of thing.
Shot clock winding down, and we're still 40 feet from the basket. Yeah, that felt a little bit. That was definitely concerning. But when it came down to it, they made stops, and they put the ball in the hoop when they needed to. I was pretty impressed with that win, especially because Ohio State came back. I mean, you don't see a team give up a 13-point lead and still win the game very often like that. I mean, I feel like they really punched us in the mouth when they went up by 1 after we were up 13. And we came back and you saw how excited those guys were in the locker room. They were fired up. That was a big win for that team.
Oh yeah, not necessarily a program builder, but definitely I don't know, a shaper.
Confidence builder.
It shows that the principles that the program's built on work.
It's a tone setter.
Let's put it that way. Yeah, tone setter's a good one. Yeah.
And Nick, you talked a lot about it during football season. Like when all you do is lose, that's kind of what you do. Like when you win a game like that, it's not like this team needs to learn how to win, but like those games when you're in the next one, like you think back to how you did in this one, and you kind of know, all right, it's winning time. Like we gotta buckle down and make plays. And that you can do that, especially on the road. But yeah, I feel good about this team. I think I would say 2 steps above cautiously optimistic. I think I can see this team making a run, and I have not said that about any team probably in the past 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, it's been since Cassius Winston.
I'm saying it now. We're winning the Big Ten.
I agree. I agree. UCLA played terrible last night, and their coach was pissed. I don't know if you guys saw his press conference. He was fired up.
Cronin throws a lot of tantrums. He's that guy. He's that kind of guy.
Yeah. Yeah. But he was like, I'm the only one that cares. Like,
oh my God.
Yeah, he was like, I'm the only one that shows up to practice and pushes and has passion. It was not good.
Maybe you should recruit some players with passion then.
Yeah, no kidding.
Just a thought.
This is the Big Ten, buddy. Come on, Mickey boy.
Yeah, hey Mickey.
Get your beach bums working. Yeah.
Yeah. Any other thoughts on basketball before we move on?
We got to sweep Michigan.
Yeah, they kind of make me nervous. They're a much better team than I was expecting them to be.
Yeah, that coach is looking to be like a good hire so far.
Yeah, and they got 2 bigs that could give us trouble, and their guards are playing really well.
I'm not scared.
No. They're ranked now, I'm sure, right?
Yeah. They're like 24 or something.
That coach kind of has a weird name, doesn't he?
Dusty May.
Dusty May. Dusty May and Danny Sprinkle. That's great.
Dusty May. Sounds like
Dusty May. It does. Dusty May Sprinkle.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of it's tough with the basketball games. There's just so many of them. It's not like you really can dive deep in like football. But
I'll say that. I mean, we have a relatively easy January and March to go through. Yeah. February is rough. We have 7 top 25 matchups.
7 top 25 matchups.
7 top 25s in February. Oregon and UCLA back to back, and then we have a 3-game stretch that's Purdue or home against Purdue. Or no, it's at Illinois, home against Purdue, and then at Michigan, 3 games in a row.
Ugh.
So that's now,
right.
and we have to go to Maryland.
Is it a go thing to say?
Not the same team that they usually are, but that's a hard place to play. Go ahead, Nicky.
Aren't they ranked? Isn't Maryland ranked?
I don't think so.
No, not right now.
Yeah,
but I honestly would take losing both that Illinois and Purdue game to beat that Michigan team. Just because I want to sweep them. I want to sweep them. I want to sweep Michigan, okay? That football game made me so mad.
Yeah, I am with you. We owe.
One of the nice things is that we only play Wisconsin and Purdue once this year, and they're both in East Lansing.
That is nice.
That is nice. Huge. No going to the Kohl Center.
Yeah.
No
Thank
Mackey.
God. No Mackey. No Mackey, no Kohl.
Speaking of arenas, tough places to play, you know where we're going on Sunday?
Where?
Northwestern.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Northwestern at noon on Sunday.
There's a particular enemy not playing this year.
Yes.
That's
true.
No more bullying.
Oh
the boogeyman's gone.
The boogeyman. The Boo Booey Blues. Oh my gosh. Oh, sweet mama, I got those Boo Booey Blues. That guy. Oh my
I
god.
hate that.
Yeah, like Washington, Northwestern, Penn State, and then Illinois and Rutgers, and that game's at the Garden, which I've been told I cannot go to by Nikki.
Yep, that's
and then Minnesota, USC, and then it kind of gets tough. UCLA, Oregon, Indiana, Illinois, Purdue, Michigan. Damn, that's a tough stretch in February for sure.
No trips to Assembly Hall apparently either, so that's nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
Our schedule's not that hard out, to be honest.
Yeah.
No, there's just a lot of ranked games coming next month.
Yeah. I mean, it's you're going to play when you have a team that's 18 it's conference is 18 teams deep with some pretty big names. I mean, you're going to eventually run into a stretch like this.
Yeah. And we make jokes about the Pac-12, but those basketball teams, the teams that came in were traditionally pretty good basketball teams for Big 12 schools.
Yeah. I agree.
USC, UCLA, Oregon, especially lately.
Yeah.
I mean, Washington's had its moments, but
yeah. Dang. Well, we'll see. I mean, this is one of those things where a deep team is kind of good for those because like we've talked about a little earlier, when someone's legs are tired or not their night, hopefully one of those other guys steps up and you got some fresh legs. But I think this team is ready for that stretch, though. I'm excited.
Yeah. Good start to the year.
Yeah, for once.
Keep it going.
For what feels like the first time in a long time.
Yeah. Hopefully 2025 is a good one. So
winning the Big Ten would
be going.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Would make my my preseason prediction come true too.
I don't even need us to win it outright. Just give us a share.
Yeah, I agree. Hang a banner.